Hello, everyone. Dwayne here with Bronco Wild Outdoors, and happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.
And I'm Gavin. And happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.
All right, we're having a good day today. So Gavin surprised me with some pretty cool stuff earlier, and my wife and my daughters as well. So what a great Father's Day to be hanging out with my family, and right now hanging out with Mr. Gavin here, talking Broncos and all fishing and all kinds of good stuff. So what was the plan today, Gavin?
I was
going to surprise me with a fishing trip.
Yeah. Long story. I'm not going to explain it all online.
So we have a little tropical depression. It's like a thunderstorm south of us, a couple hundred miles, and it's passing by to the south of us. So we've got a little bit of sprinkles and rain, a little bit of wind, no big deal. I mean, really nothing. So at least right now, maybe tomorrow the thunder boomers start going. So please like and subscribe to our channel, Bronco Wild Outdoors. Like I said, we say it every single video, or at least every single live, that as we when we get our Bronco, and I think we're going to have to, we've been looking at an early Bronco. We've kind of been looking at some late models. We may have to do something else because I don't know exactly when we're going to take delivery on our Bronco. And anyway, so we're starting to try to bring some of these projects out because we want to keep the content real. But today I've got a couple different numbers, and I forgot my phone, but I think I've got this number figured out. This is interesting. So there were, and I had the notes on my phone and I forgot them. I like that live. There was between 66 and 77. That's the definition of the first gen Bronco. It did debut in late 65. However, when you look up the numbers, it's 66 to 77 as far as the build years. And there were 270,000 or something, give or take, built during that time span. And I think there was just over maybe, and I could be wrong on this, like 1 million Broncos made during the entire from 66 to 96. Absolutely. Like June 12th, 96 is when they cut it off. So it was pretty interesting. And but seriously, before we go any further, please like our channel, subscribe, like the videos, subscribe to the channel, I should say, and help us grow and let other people that like Bronco content see that we're here and talk to us about stuff. And we do have some good topics today, I think. Yeah. This is going to go a little bit longer. So, hey, you don't want to watch the whole thing, maybe chime in a little bit later. If you have any questions, ask. We've got the comments open here. As long as they're working, we'll see them and we'll answer them. So if you think about the orders, right, not the reservations, there was some reports it was over 200,000. I think it's been heavily reported that it's 190,000 reservations. And out of those 190,000 reservations, 120,000 have been turned into orders.
Yeah, and that's a lot. That's over half, I think.
Yeah, that's over half. Exactly, that's over half of the. That's over half of the first gen Broncos built. Just think about that. I don't know what that timeline stacked up to be, but I think, say, within 6 months of reveal, the launch, Ford reserved more than half, almost the entire amount of first-gen Broncos built, but they actually turned reservations into orders of just over half of all the first-gens built. So this is a huge deal for Ford, but it couldn't happen at a worse time because, as we all know, everything happening in the world, the commodity constraints. So anyway, that's something I was just reading today, and I just thought it was odd. What do you think about that? It's a lot of Broncos.
Yeah.
Now they just have to build them.
Yeah. All you have to do.
And so I know I've complained quite a bit, and I'm trying to chill out with that, about not being I think I was hung up on the timestamp too much. I think I put too much weight on the timestamp, and I didn't consider that Ford has to keep their dealers somewhat happy, and so they're not going to sell, or they're not going to build all the Broncos heavily for one region, to go 1 or 2 or 10 dealers. They're going to spread them out over the country. So there's that. And then there's the fact that all the commodities that it takes to build, say, ours, which is a pretty, well, I think ours is absolutely loaded as far as a Badlands, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go through it real quick while we have everyone. Badlands, Lux,
Mm-hmm.
marine grade,
Mm-hmm.
vinyl.
Yeah. 2.7.
2.7, so it's automatic, of course.
10 speed. Yeah.
Yep.
10 speed.
Tow package,
Mm-hmm.
MIC top. What else? We're forgetting some. What are we forgetting?
Well, it's Sasquatch.
Right, yeah, right, Sasquatch.
And we're still kind of depending on the colors. We're thinking Rapid Red, Velocity Blue.
Well, so we've actually ordered Area 51, but for some reason the Rapid Red is like haunting me, waking me up in the middle of the night, going, pick me, you know. So I don't really know. That's all right, but so Velocity Blue is cool. I think Velocity Blue would look better with more chrome on the vehicle, right? Like chrome wheels or something like that. And I don't know, if we start talking about off-road, then maybe the chrome's not that great, but
yeah, if we're talking off-road, maybe gray or black wheels.
Yeah, like polished aluminum is always really cool, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think we're either sticking with Area 51 because I don't have a build date yet, so that's why I can change this. So until you get your build date, you can make changes. But once that build date happens and your VIN is issued, then you are getting what you ordered. So, and we have we had two reservations. One turned into an order, so we have a priority code 99 on our second one, which is a reservation for a wild track. Now that may move to a Badlands, that may stay wild track. I really don't know what we're going to do with the second one, but I do know that we'll be dealing with a new dealer on this one out of town, which is kind of cool. And you probably know who that dealer is right here on YouTube. So you've seen them around quite a bit, but we talked to them, really nice folks, and we'll do some fun stuff about it. So.
Does it start with a T?
Starts with a T. I
know it is.
And there's an A in the name. Yeah, they're good folks over there. So, but hey, a couple of other things. 2 years, the CEO of Ford announced that, and I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I think roughly 2 years of Broncos the equivalent of 2 years of Broncos have been ordered, like now. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if that means if we can compress time and build more than two. I think maximum is 400 to 500 a day at MAP, Michigan Assembly Plant.
That's good.
That's a lot, but that's at full pace. They're not there yet. They're ramping that up. Remember, I don't know where they're at right now. We just started They just started on June 15th. Mm-hmm. The actual building for orders and getting Broncos out to dealers. But I think I don't know where they're at on production right now. I've seen, different things. You don't really know what to believe, but maybe 300 a day or so. Yeah. And the orders, clean orders, so that's the term, clean orders. So whenever Ford's algorithm picks up, okay, we have these components in stock and here's an order and the two meet, maybe that's where a timestamp comes in too, that if they have conflicting or they have multiple, sorry, I'm reading a thing here. Yeah, so I think sorry, Anthony, I didn't see your comment earlier. I did answer that. Yeah, it's in Michigan at the MAP plant. So anyway, so it's really a great opportunity, I think, that we have to sit around and think about what we're going to do and get ready for our Bronco as we wait for everything else. So what else we have, Gavin? Tell me something. Tell me something I don't know about Broncos. Tell me something I don't know, because there's a lot. I read the different forums just about every single day, and I try to read stories. A lot of stories right now is kind of rehashed stuff that we already know, and you've seen the videos here. So some of the stuff is kind of basic. We're not going to talk about those, and I've got something in my eye here. Isn't that great?
Yeah, allergies.
Not my hand.
That's why I'm
Dealer mannequins. What do you think about that, Gavin? So Ford has these Broncos sold for days, literally for years. Mm-hmm. Do you think we need mannequins at dealers right now?
Mannequin.
So basically, a mannequin for a dealer is a vehicle that they can't sell right now, but it's for showing future buyers. So, maybe demo, ride in, look at, touch, sit in, slam the doors, see what it looks like.
Slam the door.
Kidding about slamming the doors, but
like a show vehicle.
Yeah, like a dealer. I'm drawing a blank right now, but a dealer vehicle, the one that they have. I forget what they call them, but I don't really know. Like right now, if I was running the show, I would hold off on those. I would try to fill as many orders as possible. But I do understand the momentum going forward is that you want to keep the energy up. And how you keep the energy up, I think, is you start delivering these awesome machines to people quickly and let the videos start to roll out with people using them. I would love for Ford to give me an opportunity to drive one and to film like now. That would be great. So, we're kind of at that position to where, hey, like everyone else, we're waiting till we get our build date, 1, 2, the delivery. But if I was running the show, I'd hold off on the mannequins for right now. I understand somewhere between ordering, when they open ordering for 2022s, maybe send out that, but I would fulfill as many orders as possible. And maybe I just don't know enough about the situation, but that's just my take on that, and that's it on that.
Oh, we got 2 new comments.
All right, cool. What size the motor in the first Bronco? So, man, you're putting me on a spot, Anthony, but I would say, what were the Broncos? So they had V8s, and if it was 66, that was prior to 302s. 302 started in 68, so it would have to be it would either been a 260, but more than likely a 289, right? So it's 302s started in 68, mid 68. I don't know what all that. That's a good thing. I'm going to research that and find out all the engine options. But if it was a V8, I would assume it was a 289, and probably a 2-barrel in that. And it could have been if it was a 600, it could have been a 200. Anthony, I can't remember. You remember the Mustang? This mirrored the Mustang quite a bit with the horsepower, or as far as the engine capabilities. I would say probably a 289 was probably the most popular. Was there 4 cylinders? I don't know. Did we have 4 cylinders in the 60s with Ford in their power lineup?
In the 60s? I don't know.
Because the flatheads were gone. This was overhead valve. So anyway, we'll check into that. Good question, Anthony. That's actually pretty awesome. Keep me on my toes. So basically, we have 2 years of Broncos sold, maybe 2.5 if you read some of the comments. They're 2.5 years, but I'm going to go with Big Man's comments, and he said 2. On the 6th gen, there are 120,000 plus orders. That number was given out some time ago, and I've seen some people, I don't know if they're just angry and, keyboard cowboying, but a lot of people said that they're backing out. So I don't know. Yeah. Anthony, we don't say the P word on this channel. Pinto. MIC tops have changed. Did you know, and we talked about this the last video when you unfortunately weren't here for a couple of videos for me. I've missed you. Oh, I missed you, buddy. I was telling Gavin how the tops on the MIC tops have changed. The texture has it's not as coarse, right? It's a smoother texture, and it's a little bit darker, and I think it matches the fender flares. But remember in Carlisle, the Rapid Red?
Remember the MIC tops were kind of bumpy?
Mm-hmm. The very early on, they had a lot of grain. I'd say the grainy to them, real rough.
A lot of it's like a braille version of the MIC top, a bunch of bumps on it.
Yeah, it did.
Just all over.
Yeah, it had a lot of that, and it was lighter too.
Yeah.
And sometimes, the texture can change. You can have the exact same color blend, but with the texture, the raised texture, I know this from sometimes in painting in some of the houses that we build. Sometimes the texture of a wall changes the wall color. I know it gets kind of detailed. But in Carlisle, they had a Rapid Red. Bronco Nation brought a 4-door Badlands non-Sasquatch Rapid Red there. Mm-hmm. And that top really matched those fender flares. So I thought that was cool. What else? Off rodeo. So today, officially, I'm 1 week away from leaving for off rodeo. I'm sorry, Gavin can't go. You have to be 12 or older. And we asked if there was some type of waiver because Gavin technically works for a production company that we have. And so he's an employee of that, but it doesn't matter. 12 and up is it.
That's dumb.
Well, it's safety stuff. I get it. If you remember we watched some of the videos last night? There's some pretty rough stuff going on there. So we'll see. And I've seen other people here on YouTube saying it's no big deal. If you're a novice four-wheeler, then, you're going to like it. If you're experienced, you're probably not going to get your thrills. But I don't know. I've watched some of the speed that they were able to get on the flat track and kind of go around and over the bumps. And, I get it. It's not going to get you ready for the Baja races, but it is better than I was thinking based on some of the comments I've seen on other channels. I actually saw the video and I've seen the people bouncing around in the vehicle. And I remember in Tennessee, we were moving around in that vehicle a little bit. So we were going, and these were going a lot faster.
Yeah.
That was cool, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. It was like,
and you don't weigh a lot, so it doesn't take a lot to get you kind of like that. So my daughter, Alexa, if we have two things we're working on. If we can get her added to my reservation, if we can get her added, then she's going to go with me, and also a plane ticket. So this is kind of like a last minute thing to get her to go. And
yeah.
A couple of years, you'll be there. You might be 12. Well, no, we'll get our Bronco before then. So anyway, the off rodeo is going to be fun. I'm leaving 1 week from today, and hopefully with my daughter Alexa, and you'll get to meet her here on this channel soon. And we're going to have fun. So I'm going to bring as much footage from that, as much content. I'm going to try to find out the one thing you don't know about off rodeo, the Bronco off rodeo. We're going to a great part of the country. They're in Austin. It's outside of Austin, Horseshoe Bay, and it's going to be fun. So what else do we have? What else you want to talk about? So Father's Day, I want to mention something. Bronco is a lifestyle, right? It's a lifestyle brand. It's a vehicle. I watched someone's channel today that had made a note where Ford is not so present on the Bronco except one area, really. I mean, sure, it's on some of the parts and components, but the brand Ford, the oval is on the back tailgate, the swing gate. And Bronco is everywhere else. You've got the bucking horse. You've got it everywhere from all the Easter eggs throughout on the headlights, the steering wheel, the grill, right? And so you either have the bucking horse or the word Bronco, and it's spread throughout the vehicle, right? On the interior, you have the bucking horse on the back. You have it on the center caps. You have it on the
seats, both seats.
Mm-hmm. And the Easter eggs throughout. Like I said, I forget how many Easter eggs there were. There's a couple of videos on that. But so the Bronco is almost the brand. It's a sub-brand of Ford. And I think I've read somewhere that they were looking at possibly, making that sort of a different. So we know it's Ford, right? Everyone knows who makes the Bronco, but it's that sub-brand. And with that becomes a different lifestyle. And remind me to quit the mail next time before we start this. So it's that lifestyle. Well, the one thing I want to mention is I've mentioned plenty of times that I'm a Mustang guy from way back. And so my book, Driven, is a book about personal development, goal setting, manifesting your dreams. And it's all tied up into a car, a Ford Mustang, a 66 Mustang GT. And there's a really cool story. And mixed into that story is this story of motivation and goal setting and accomplishments and getting it done. And my dad was a huge part of this book. So you think about Father's Day and we're talking Broncos. I can imagine the stories, and at least this is what I want, is to have these stories of all this cool time and time spent and fun adventures that Gavin and I and my wife and daughters get to enjoy with this Bronco. And it's that father-son thing, right? A lot. Cross country, going to different trips, the first camping trip, right? That's going to be cool.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
That's going to be really fun. And we're going to do some local places first and then kind of go out from there. What else? I mean, I just think So this will most likely, this Bronco will be Gavin's first car or first vehicle that he gets, right? So when I'm ready to give it up, that's about the time he'll get his driver's license. So wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
Slightly worn, rugged, plenty of miles on it. We're going to test it out. So
Might need some new suspension. Might.
yeah, well, we'll always be upgrading this thing.
Yeah.
I did mention you weren't here, and I don't know if you've seen the video. I did mention that we're going to be doing a garage makeover, and makeover is something that yes, I do know quite a bit. I had the luxury and I was blessed to be a part of a TV show for 3 builds. So it was over a year's time for a TV show that rebuilt houses. We basically tear a house down and rebuild a house in 7 days, and the actual build time was 106 hours. So Extreme Makeover Home Edition was the show. Well, I'm thinking myself, how do I turn some of the content into this? It's this really cool way to make over a garage or even make over an early or a late model Bronco. And I think we're going to start with our garage because we have a big garage, but like a lot of garages, it's full of stuff that we don't use, don't need to, stack vertical, right? Storage and needs to go up, not horizontally. So one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to bring in a pre-built garage and add it to our landscape here in our yard. And that's where our 4-wheelers, dirt bikes, bicycles, and horse stuff that we have, saddles and things like that. We're going to have to condition it, so stuff stays in good shape. So it's really cool. But then what are we going to do to our garage? It's a 30-foot by 40-foot attached garage with, I think, 13-foot ceilings, 14-foot ceilings. So what are we going to do with that? And we're going to make a place that we can keep our Bronco out of the weather. Look, I know it's going to get muddy. We're going to run it through the hills, but sitting and baking in the sun every single day, we're not using it. Something that's just kind of, in my case, not necessary because we're going to keep it in the garage. But the bigger thing is when we want to work on it.
Yeah.
So when we want to take the fenders off and add stuff, you want somewhere to do that we're not in the elements, right?
Yeah, not in the rain, pouring.
Not in the rain.
We have to change.
Yeah, well, it's nothing like working on your car out in the rain anyway. So
nothing like it.
So we're gonna add HVAC and dehumidification and different paint on the walls, storage system, and we even have a really cool thing about the MIC top. Mm-hmm. So we are going to order a soft top. Now we're ordering the MIC hard top with our Bronco because I want the plumbing and the wiring for it. But aftermarket, we're going to order a soft top. So what do you do with the hard top? That's the question. I have a place for mine. I know what I'm going to do with mine. So when we show these ideas and sort of mix in sort of this makeover, latest and greatest parts and pieces, components for your garage, storage systems, and there is truly systems to storage, and that's where you maintain your operating space of your garage and you take stuff up. There's a lot of good components. Also, how do you treat the concrete so that hey, you got to lay on the concrete to work on your Bronco or even your old Mustang that we have in there. You want somewhere to do it and do it in great temperature. So
not a 90-degree sweating under your vehicle.
Are you getting tired, buddy?
No, it's just my allergy.
Yeah, Gavin, we went to the beach yesterday. So we started to talk earlier about fishing today. So yesterday we went to the beach and we had a great time, Virginia Beach. And we actually were outside of North Rivers State Park? Yeah. Is that what it is? And there's some camping there. So I figured, well, that's going to probably be our first camping trip. I mean, it's 45 minutes from us, or not even that far.
30.
Yeah, maybe 30 minutes. Well, around here, 45 with traffic. Yeah. And then the next will be the Outer Banks, and we have some cool stuff planned for there that we're not talking about yet because it doesn't look like we're going to be one of the first with a Bronco.
Lots of fishing.
Lots of fishing for there. But then we're going to expand from there and then go down the coast, and we'll end up in Florida for too long. And that's going to be fun. Yeah. Our favorite spot in Florida is Madeira Beach, by the way. If you've never had a chance to go to Florida, Madeira Beach, West Coast, south of Tampa, north of St. Pete. And that place is perfect.
Yeah, so we can go to like beach or camping spots in every single state until Florida and then make it back.
Yeah.
Like we could do it in Virginia Beach, drive down to the to OBX, as some people call it, or the Outer Banks. camp somewhere around the beach, maybe.
Yep.
On the beach, because there are some spots in the Outer Banks where you can like drive your car on the beach.
Oh, remind me about the Jeep on the beach too. But keep going.
Jeep on the beach.
Yeah, I'll tell you. It's a funny story.
Okay. Well, I don't know that yet. So, and then we'll go South Carolina, and then Georgia.
I'll go
And
Georgia.
Florida.
You got it, man.
Because I didn't remember if there's anything in between Georgia and Florida.
Yeah, no, you're good. And it's a really cool part of the country there. They call that low country, and plenty of mosquitoes, but it's beautiful country. I love it. Charleston, by the way, you haven't been to Charleston with us. Your sisters have been.
Wait, Charleston.
Charleston, South Carolina. That place is
Good?
no, it's good. It's great. So I want to wrap up what I was talking about earlier, but with my book Driven, which shop DwayneCotton.com and get it there. And by the way, we have hats and shirts coming too. This is going to be cool with the Bronco Wild Outdoors. We've created this sort of brand. We have some cool stuff, and I think it's going to be fun to wear. So, but memories in the Bronco and working, building the garage together, which is going to be Gavin and I's project, is putting that back together and hopefully giving some ideas to everyone watching. It's like, if your Bronco is going to sit outside, that's cool, but if it's going to sit in a garage, what are some of the things that you're going to do that makes it easier to work on it and to modify it, as far as at least working on it, and light and conditions. And there's all types of lighting out there. I mean, it's just like lights, but there's a way to illuminate a garage so you minimize shadows, and within the building. Remember, everything has a way of doing it right, and then there's a way of just doing it. And so if you do it right and make it happy. There's also some low lights, like body shops and garages and shops and everything. They have lights sort of on the side walls to illuminate under a vehicle. It helps with shadows, and so they don't miss things when they're doing body work.
Yeah, and can you tell us a story about the Jeep?
Oh, yeah. So, and I'm not one to bash brands. Look, I want everyone, I don't care what brand you have, I want you to follow us and like us here on this channel. And it's all, it's fun and games. But this week I had to bite my tongue. I've been watching. There was a picture of a Bronco Sport that was stuck in some really loose sand somewhere. Now, this sand was really fluffy. And look, it was a Bronco Sport right off the showroom floor, hadn't been lifted, tires were original, and they'd gotten kind of stuck in the sand a little bit. And there was a picture of a Jeep there. And if you go to my Facebook page, Bronco Wild, our Facebook page, you correct me on that, were you? Bronco Wild Outdoors. I posted a video of it. My wife's friend posted. She was in the Outer Banks, and there was a Jeep down there that was stuck. It was just in the middle of this fluffy sand. And so all the comments about the Sport and people, look, we drove a Sport. We drove 3 different Sports, and 2 of the times we're in the ruts in the mountains of Tennessee. They are real four-wheel drive vehicles. Okay, forget what anybody tells you. Are they the full-size Bronco? No, they're not. And there again, they are considered mid-size SUVs, but between the Broncos, they're the full-size. That Bronco Sport was incredible. Like I said, we had a camera issue. I really wish we could have got that video coming out of there.
Oh, it's not like a Baja truck.
Yeah, we were in what, mud and rut mode. And huge difference. Changes the RPM, the gearing, changes the ratio between the front and the back. This is a progressive front wheel drive, even though you're in all wheel drive. So more power goes to the front than the rear. But when you're in mud and rut, it's more of an equal type system, and it applies power to the wheel that's needed. It really is interesting. But there's nothing to be said about ground clearance. And the ground clearance was it 7.5 or 12.5 inches? I can't remember.
Probably 7.5 for the Sport.
Okay, my wife just corrected me. I said something wrong earlier. North Landing State Park. Thanks, Becky.
That
was a comment just came
4
in.
minutes ago.
Yeah, sorry about that. Misspoke. But what I was saying was this video. This video shows this Jeep stuck, and so I had to post it out there and say, look, we're all going to get stuck at some point. I mean, unless you have a Sherman tank, and I'm pretty sure we could roll one of those over and get it stuck too.
Yeah, maybe just
So
go up this side of the mountain vertical.
yeah.
And
Do something kind of crazy like that. But seriously, you know, and I saw all these comments. I'm like, guys, you just don't understand what's coming your way. If you just totally hate the Bronco name, just wait. It started, your new reality started on June 15th. They're getting ready to hit the street. So the Bronco Sport is a cool vehicle, but the ground clearance, you're limited. So anyway, I just posted this video and all the fun, and I have a lot of Jeep friends, and I can't wait for us to hang out. We're just gonna have a blast. So it's what it's about. It's competition, and I will tell you what the Ford Bronco is going to do for Jeep. It's going to force Jeep to become better than they are. Now, Jeep, they make good vehicles, right? I mean, reliability and things like that. You always hear those comments, and I've never owned one, so I'm not going to speak to that. But regardless, competition breeds mastery, right? So when you're building a product and you're the only one building it for years, you get complacent, and then suddenly someone else shows up with a better vehicle, then you're going to be trying to build something better, right? And so then that's where we start going.
yeah,
Look at the Mustang right now. The Mustang is the king of the muscle car, say the American muscle car. I mean, wouldn't you agree?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you get a Ford a GT 500, I forget what the horsepower, 760 horsepower, 860, something like that. It's just incredible. That vehicle is like a race car.
Yeah, like it is a race.
It is a race car. And so, competition has made that car what it is, because I can guarantee you that if that was the only American muscle car out there, that it probably wouldn't be where it is today. Also, let's switch gears a little bit before we go, because we are running this one extremely long.
32 minutes.
Hey man, we're living it. I was watching someone the other night, and he was on for like an hour and 50 minutes. Man, they were just chatting it up. But if you have any comments on our channel about the Bronco, anything, please ask it right now while we're live. We're here.
You think that live stream was long? I watched a Bronco live stream only like an hour, but it was like 4 hours long.
It was 4 hours long?
Yeah.
Wow.
And a lot of people, especially gamers, I'm not going to say who.
I don't watch gaming, so sorry.
I do, but
I know you do.
I'll just say one, like typical gamer. He's my favorite gamer. And he does his live streams very long.
Does he?
And like late at night to early morning.
Yeah, well, it's going to be cool. We're going to do something. We're going to have this campfire thing happening when we get out in the wild with our Bronco. And I told you I checked into Starlink this week, didn't I? Mm-hmm. So what I didn't realize about Starlink is that you're in a cell area. So your hardware, if you want to go out in the wild and have internet, now there's a lot of different components on the market, but I was looking at the Starlink, quite honestly, but you're in a cell area. And what I haven't figured out yet, and I haven't researched it, that's why I haven't figured it out, is what's that cell area coverage? Is it just your state, just your little part of your chunk of the world, or is it regional, multi-state type thing? But we're gonna either way, even if we have to record it and then upload it when we get back to civilization, we're gonna have these really cool fireside talks. It's going to end up in the middle of the woods. By the way, be safe out there. There was a story about a girl that was attacked by a bear. She was in a hammock in Tennessee, not far from towns it was Tennessee, North Carolina line. I forget the name of the area, backcountry or something like that. Yeah. So hopefully she's doing well. And but when you get out in the wild, man, I mean, it's real. The trails are real. It's not a closed course. That's why going to the Bronco off rodeo is important. So if you haven't been four-wheeling and this is your first experience with it, you can learn the basics about vehicle recovery, respect of the vehicle and the trail for certain. And you can really learn how to and also be a good steward of nature. Don't go throwing your trash and all this other stuff away. So it's really cool to learn all aspects of something like that and to get really good at it, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, this right here. Right. It's trash, and this is the forest and earth. People just on the forest or earth.
Yep.
and they don't pick it up. You can just put it in your pocket or something.
Yeah, we always pick up trash when we go out, respect the stuff. But I mean, that's what this is about. And I can't wait to join some of the other Bronco groups out there. And, like I said, we're not really doing anything until we get our Bronco, but we're going to be doing it soon. But I'm lobbying for a way to drive and be able to review this new Ford Bronco, even if before we get ours. So that would be very awesome to do. But yeah, we've had a good time here. Talking Bronco and the outdoors. It's not just the Ford Bronco, but it's also the outdoors. And what does it mean to Gavin and I? We have so many different things that we want to do. And look, I've worked a lot, man. I've turned the page, haven't I? I've worked a lot less on it. Yeah. So we run 3 different businesses, and for years, maybe for a short time, some of the businesses ran me. Until I got a hold of that and actually put my thoughts into a book. And sometimes I'll read this again and say, hey, remind myself, what does it take to go from A to B, B to C, and so on. So with the Bronco out there, this is going to be fun. Get away from the stress of day-to-day life and enjoy yourself. And any more thoughts on today? Father's Day 2021. Talking all things Bronco and dealer mannequins, Bronco off-road, MIC tops have changed. First gen Broncos, 66 to 77. They built 200 and some thousand of them. 2 years of Broncos sold. What else? We don't know. So one of these days soon, I'm confident we're going to get our build date. We're going to get our VIN number, and you're going to know all about it. I can assure you that I'll be doing probably a midday live stream. Gavin's out of school now, so he can do a lot more of these videos with me. Some of the videos happen, the lives anyway, happen at night, and some of the stuff that I'm filming is during the week, and he's at school. So now you can hang with me a little bit longer, right?
Yeah.
So what else?
Check if it's raining real quick.
Huh?
Maybe you want to go on a bike ride later. Check if it's raining.
Okay, so when we started out today, we were talking about a last-minute fishing trip that Gavin's going to try to surprise me with. But of course, I have to drive, so I've got to kind of know about it. And anyway, as soon as we loaded the truck up and we started back out of the garage, it started raining. So
we were about to leave the neighborhood, and then it just started not pouring, but like raining.
Yeah, we're not going to go stand in the rain and fish like little freshwater fishing, nothing big. So this week we're going to catch an afternoon where we're going to go and we're going to have fun doing that. And like I said, next Sunday, I leave Sunday afternoon and head to, man, the emails are just coming in, aren't they? I leave to go to Dallas, and then from Dallas, we fly into Austin and then drive to, or a driver, whatever, take us to Horseshoe Bay, and that's where it's going to begin. So what I hope, and I don't know what I can and can't film yet, I'm sure we can film quite a bit, the behind the scenes and what kind of a experience this is. So I'm going into Bronco Off Rodeo very neutral. I don't know what to expect. Yes, I've seen some content out there, but I want to bring the content to you in a little bit different way, not from a dealer's perspective, but from a buyer, right? So, and don't get me wrong, some of those people are buying their own, but from just a consumer, right, on this Bronco. And I've said it last video, and I'll say it in the future, an honest review of it. If there's something I don't like, we'll mention it, because, hey, that's how manufacturers figure it out. If you don't like something, they might change it. But everything that I've seen so far is right up my alley. So we're going to go in this thing very neutral, film everything about it that we can, behind the scenes, the home base, I think they call it there. I forget what they call it. I'll know more next week. But I really want to get more of the details behind it. So, if you're a Bronco order holder, I mean, you've placed your order for your Bronco, this is somewhere you get to go. And I'd highly recommend you go in, make sure you bring somebody to help with a camera and do your thing. So we have some stuff, I think, planned down there after the event, and that's going to be cool. So it's not just going to be the off rodeo, it's going to be a little bit more content. And I hope to, bring some cool stuff with the Bronco Off Rodeo, different points of view, right? I've watched a lot of content that's out there, and I don't want to just add to that. I want to add a little bit more and more detail so you can actually better understand what is it should you go. I think everyone that bought a Bronco, you should go. Like literally, I don't care if you go four-wheeling every weekend, been doing it for 30 years. I think you should go enjoy it. And so look, this is, I don't think a dealer, or excuse me, I don't think a manufacturer, at least to my knowledge, has ever done anything like this, or at least on this scale. So this is really, really cool. The opportunity is put there in front of you for you to go experience everything, everything Bronco, and the driving experience and the techniques, recovery. You get to learn more about the vehicle itself, more than what you probably or may know right now from just, the videos that we're all putting out here from different events that we've seen. And man, somebody's trying to get a hold of me on the email. So, but yeah, we're going to be wrapping this thing up, and happy Father's Day for, everyone out there. Enjoy it. I know I miss my dad tremendously, and that's why I'm making sure that I'm not letting this opportunity go. It's easy to really miss someone when they're gone. But it's another thing to remember that in your personal life and not to allow it happen in your life now. So that's why Gavin and I are stuck together always, just hanging out, my little buddy here. And there's no one on this planet that I would much rather share this Bronco experience with you. That's awesome. My little buddy. So we're going to have fun, aren't we? Mm-hmm. You're going to keep my hands on the wheel and keep me straight until you're 16, and then you get to do your deal.
Well, I'll have my learners when I'm 16. Or maybe
15, like 15 and a half.
Yeah, then 16.
Hey, Anthony, if you're still watching, chime in. I want to see if you're still there. I want to mention something here live, probably get me in trouble. Driver's ed. So Anthony's a friend of mine from high school, and he was in the car where you had to do the closed course at school. And we had fun. They actually let us drive the car when there was a little bit of snow on the track or on the course. Oh yeah. Anthony, we need to bring you on as a guest sometimes. You can talk about all the fun stuff. But yeah, we built some engines together and had Mustangs, hot rods, and stuff like that. And hey, one of the things I want to mention too is about the engines. I've been out of engine building for years. Everything that I built was prior to 1982. It's carbureted, nothing fuel injected, nothing boosted, no turbos or superchargers of any kind. So everything was naturally aspirated, typically high compression. I made my horsepower building engines through compression. And now, it's lower compression, and typically you can boost it and add some juice to it and stuff like that. But the Mustang that we have in the garage, I want to put a fuel injected crate Ford engine in it, and so that we can go driving it around and hanging out. Well, that engine may end up in a late model Bronco, or it could be an early Bronco.
Oh, so that's have a lot of horsepower for a Bronco. Yeah,
2 4-barrels, 13.5 compression, so straight cam 2, roller, everything's roller, knife edge, a redundancy, windage tray. So if you look at resistance through oil, the knife edge crank helps with that, but we also have a windage tray, and we did that for keep trying to control where the oil was in the engine at high RPMs. And we actually didn't have a video of this, but I ran that car pretty hard around Nashville Super Speedway. Wow. And that's where I realized the story. You want me to tell them the headliner story? Mm-hmm. So we just finished this car maybe 3 days before, drove it around the block. It ran, it drove, it stopped. So we loaded it in the trailer. The next time this car saw the daylight, it was in Nashville. And we got to ride around the track during the 40th anniversary of the Mustang event. I think it was 2004. And I was a little nervous, so to speak, hoping we'd tighten everything important down. And we were driving. I was following a saline, and I had a saline right behind me. And this is a 66 Mustang GT, and I'm hanging with these guys that, cars that had a whole lot more horsepower than me. But
what's a saline?
Saline Mustang?
I've never heard of it.
You've never heard? I've never told you about. Oh man, saline Mustangs were awesome. So I'll tell you all about that. But my neck got stiff, and I was thinking, like, what's going on here? Am I having some medical thing, or, And finally, I took my eyes off the track and looked in the mirror, and the headliner was swelling up and was pressing down on my helmet. And so that's when I remembered, yeah, you were supposed to ride with the windows up for a reason. And, it was hot and I wanted airflow. I had plenty of airflow. So we kind of sucked down the headliner in the car, but it was awesome. And that engine will end up, I'm sure, one day either in a project Bronco for me, or it'll end up sold for somebody to do whatever with it.
Please don't sell that engine.
You want me to sell it?
No.
Yeah.
No, that's a good engine.
So it's old school technology. It's 2003 technology that and it was really, really good parts in it. And I am doing a valve modification to it right now. And then, we will show it here on this channel, but we are a Bronco channel, so we're not going to show too much of the Mustang. But look, there's a lot to be said about early Broncos, Mustangs, when Ford in the 60s really came out with some really good products. And they hit the market hard. And if you look at Ford Motor Company now, they're doing it now, right?
Yeah.
Bronco, F-150 Lightning, the Maverick. What's the other one? What's the other big deal coming out? The electric Transit. So I'm in the real estate business. That electric Transit is very appealing to me. I can't wait to read more and maybe even reserve one, and we'll try it out as a company.
Oh, and not many people have heard this or paid attention to it, but in the final minutes of final 3 minutes of the Lightning reveal, they had the Lightning, of course, the electric Transit, and a new version of the Mach-E.
Yeah, those the Mach-E GT, right?
Yeah, it was a GT version.
Yeah, the one thing I can't. There's something about electric that hasn't, no pun intended, zapped me yet. But there's the torque, the center of gravity. I love the idea of center of gravity being a lot lower because of the batteries, the weight of the batteries and where they're located. The torque, the instant torque that you get from the electric.
It's like,
yeah, and of course what's going to happen when the batteries fail in them? Or is it a throwaway vehicle? Or are you going to replace the batteries? I don't know that much about it, but I'm just going to start reading a lot more on it, of course. But it's just interesting. My point being, and look at Ford in the 60s and look at Ford Motor Company now. It's like every other month there's this really new, cool, awesome vehicle hitting the internet, and you get to reserve one. And if we weren't living in such a commodity-stricken time, I mean, we have it in our business. The HVAC business, I can tell you, nationally is going to literally melt down if we have a lot of widespread heat. Now, it's hot in different parts of the country, but if you allow regions, entire regions to get to 100 degrees plus and stay that way for an extended period of time, you're going to have some issues with lack of AC and AC parts. So I get it with the car stuff. We're dealing with it every single day. And the last thing I'll say about Ford has helped us build our companies, because we've built our businesses with Ford vehicles. Isn't that cool?
Vans, trucks, all of that.
Sorry to drink on camera here, but my juice there to keep my throat going, man. I need some water. So anyway, what else do we have going on? Who else is on here? Anyone going? Please like our channel, subscribe to our channel, like the videos if you could, because basically what it does, it helps other people notice us. It gets YouTube to put us in that algorithm vortex and to get us out there a little bit, other people to see our channel. And we really appreciate each and every one of you who subscribe to our channel. I don't take it lightly that you've actually clicked that button and waiting to see what we're going to have. And it's one more notification that you get, especially when you hit the bell icon, right? And it's one more notification you get. And I really want to bring content. Yes, today we're just kind of rambling on here on Father's Day and just catching up with you, but I really appreciate your trust in us. And when we actually get a Bronco to start doing this stuff, I can assure you we have some cool stuff. We have someone near the Outer Banks that we're going to try to get to drive my Bronco and do it on, you know who it is. He used to drive a really big truck. and a lot of people know of it. You can even see the little trucks in stores. But anyway, that's where we're going to leave that. Don't talk about it anymore.
I don't remember this guy right now, but you can tell me off camera.
You will if I wrote it down, but I don't have a pen. So we're going to leave that for a future event, but we're trying. So we have some cool stuff going on, and we have our logo. If you on our channel, you can see our actual logo on YouTube. But I found this hat here in the Smoky Mountains. So we were at a shop in Townsend, Tennessee,
right next to the car show.
Yeah, so we went to Super Celebration East this year, which I think we're hooked now. We're definitely going to go. We're going to West this fall.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to, what is it, Colorado?
Yeah.
And but anyway, I found this really cool hat at a little shop. When you go to these places, stop in some of these little shops. You'll never know what you can find. I think I paid $20 for this. It's one of my favorite hats. So our logo, we actually have our production company logo now, but we're gonna do something with a little Sasquatch dude one of these days, aren't we? You gotta have the Sasquatch on the Bronco. And by the way, some people don't know this. There's a little Easter egg on the Badlands and logo on the side of a Badlands Bronco, of course.
If you have Sasquatch.
If you have Sasquatch, the word Sasquatch is written right below Badlands, but then there's a little Sasquatch guy kind of just chilling, hanging out, walking through the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty cool. So a lot of you may or may not know that. What else don't we know about the Bronco we can leave everyone with today?
I don't know. I think that's it.
You think that's it?
We're about to run an hour.
What, you want to take it to an hour just to say we did?
Yeah.
Why not? So, but you can't have dead airtime. So what are we going to talk about? So,
well, I mean, we still have 3 people, and over the course of 2 months, in our longer live streams, we gain people and then kind of.
Oh yeah, you gain and lose. I get it. Watching something for an hour, that's a long time. Oh, I know. Tonight is the premiere of new season of Yellowstone. Oh, that's right. You don't get to watch that though because they have potty mouths, so you you can't watch that.
Well, when I walk down to use like the bathroom and stuff.
No, don't tell me you watch it because you're not allowed to watch it, my man.
I don't watch it. I just hear it.
Hey, I know. Pick a chapter in this book. Pick a chapter you want me to talk about real quick.
So someone that's in the chat.
Oh, here's a good one. Look at this. This is about Mustang. Check this out. And our cat just showed up.
Oh.
A good man and his horse. That was an analogy that we used with, with I think my dad teaching me a lot about tools and how to work on a car. And so this Mustang that I have, the brief story, I saw it when I was 13. I determined I was going to buy it. At 17, I bought it. And then the rest is right here. My dad and I spent countless hours working on that car. And that's what I remember. I started this live stream off talking about Father's Day. That's what I really remember, spending all that time with my dad. A few years later, he passed away. So when you're 17, 18 years old, the likelihood that you're hanging out with your dad every day is, I guess it's there, but most people are going to be with their friends doing whatever you're doing when you're 17, 18 years old. But I spent most of that time with my dad, so I stayed out of trouble, and I learned how to wrench. And I learned how to wrench pretty effectively. And so from that time, that kind of built out where we are right now, building hot rod engines in the beginning and helping people out with cars. And then now in the real estate business and HVAC and something I've done for years. It's just really, really cool. And it all began with that time I spent with my dad. And kind of wrapping this live stream up is getting back to the Father's Day aspect. What are some of your goals and dreams with you and I and this Bronco going forward when we get it?
Definitely off-road, going through the mountains, doing some videos, and maybe taking some of my friends in the car for the journey. And
trips, right?
Yeah.
So we have a really cool trip plan too.
Oh yeah.
We have a trip plan that is going to be one kind of like the things on a bucket list. Probably a lot of people have on a bucket list, but we're going to fulfill it. And we were going to do it. We were thinking about the end of summer, but that's not going to happen now. So let's see. You might end up being if you're late summer, early fall, or late spring, you might end up being an inadvertent storm chaser where we're going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it's that time of the year when things pop up like that.
But are we going through Tornado Alley?
Yeah, and that's why I don't know if I want to go in September or March.
Oh no.
We'll find out how fast our Bronco is. Because yeah. But anyway,
Yeah.
so we have some cool stuff planned, and where we're going is going to be exciting and historic stuff. And are you going to be able to hang out with me that many days in the Bronco? You're like 2 weeks every day.
We'll just laying in
video. You'll play all your video games. You'll probably wear the batteries out. We'll have to do that, but you'll get to really see the cool part of our country is great. We have so many. A lot of people ask me, do you go to other parts? What other country do you want to go to? It's like, well, there's a lot of countries that I think are really, really nice, but there's so much right here in this country that I probably never get to see in a lifetime. So, I'm going to concentrate right here.
And I want to go to Canada.
Well, I love Canada.
You've been there?
Nope, I haven't. I could see Canada from where I was. We went to Rochester. Couldn't quite see it, but almost. But we were right across the water, so to speak. Yeah, we went to Rochester.
What state is that?
And there was a ferry that ran. I forget the name of the ferry. There was a really huge catamaran ferry. This was in early 2000s.
But what state were you in?
New York.
Oh, yeah, that's right up there.
Yep. And so we're gonna try to go by the Henry Ford Museum and see some stuff there, and that'll be pretty cool. But hey, we don't have any more comments yet. So what are we gonna do?
And final warning: if any of you, any of the 5 watching, because I have.
Oh, I do have something else to mention. Go ahead, finish.
I have my computer right there, aside from camera, right here.
Yep, he's ready to go.
And that's for comments and everything. And 5 people watching. If any of you have any suggestions.
Yeah, if you're watching this later, just drop a comment, and I read every single one of them. I try to respond. If I don't respond to one, it's just because I didn't see it yet, but I will respond. And like I said, we're actually appreciative of people stopping by and watching. I mean, and here's the thing that Gavin and I were talking, a little strategy for our channel. We are going to start to bring you more hardcore content as far as facts, specs, figures, things like that. And it's going to start with Bronco Off Rodeo. So we're planning on, there again, I don't really understand the technology where we're going, like how well the Wi-Fi is going to be in the internet. So we're going to try to do a live stream next Sunday night before the off rodeo begins, because it begins on the 28th. And so then obviously on the night of the 28th, we're going to try to do, if we can, we're going to do a live stream as well, kind of talk about our day, and how it's been. And if you haven't followed me on Instagram, followed us, sorry, Gavin's going to get me in trouble with, he's like, it's us, not you. But Bronco.
Don't make it sound like
it.
Yeah. Don't make it sound like it's not us. Or
it's not you, it's me. It's not us, it's you. It's not
you, it's us.
Yeah, that's right. But no. But if you haven't liked us there on Instagram, go to Bronco Wild Outdoors, follow us there. And I'm going to be doing a lot of uploads, pictures, maybe short reels, maybe a live if we can. We can do that. But it's going to be very, very cool. So the Bronco Off Rodeo is something that is being put on for the Bronco buyers and for the Bronco owners. Even if you haven't received it yet, go to BroncoOffRodeo.com and register and plan your trip. Go have a good time.
Yeah.
And if you can't go or can't go right now, subscribe to our channel, because in about a week, you're going to see just a little over, maybe about 8 days, you're going to start to see this content roll out. And what is it really like?
And there's only 7 seconds until we reach an hour.
7 seconds? Can we do it? Can we do an hour? Come on. Hey, everyone here.
Yeah.
An hour. Hey, we did an hour. We stayed.
Yeah.
So look, I really appreciate each and every one of you watching. I know we're just kind of goofing off And we don't want to make this channel goofy and kind of not so serious. But then again, we have enough serious stuff in our life. We don't need to go to YouTube and watch a Bronco video and be stressed out, do we? So that's why we're going to stop. I love that Badlands logo over there, by the way. That's why I'm going to just chill out, whining that I haven't gotten my Bronco yet, because you know what? It's life right now. I can't do anything about it. We've tried. If I had to do anything different, I'd just maybe more info to buyers, so we're not out here just worried and stressed out about something that may not be true. But anyway, so Broncos are being built, they're being shipped, and guess what? That means we are that much closer, or that much closer. I don't really know. That much. Might be that much closer.
Maybe that wall to that wall. I don't know.
It could be. So, and get to hang out with some of our stuff back here and this over here. But anyway, we're going to go. We're going to finish up. I think we're going to, what are we having for dinner? Tuna? Come on over for tuna. Hey, I can't wait. I want to say this. I want to wrap this up, and I promise we'll leave. Carlisle, Pennsylvania. We got to meet some really, really cool people that watch us here on Bronco Wild Outdoors, and it was awesome to meet you. And next time you see us, we'll definitely have some more shirts with us, because we got to ask. We have these really cool shirts made, and they're actually getting ready to go on my store for where I sell my book, shopdwayneCotton.com.
Do you want me to hurry up and go get one?
No, we'll show them next time. So we're actually, the new color logo, we changed the logo just a little bit to add some more retro for the wording, the font on it, and we added some different colors. So I think you'll like the colors on there, but it's going to be pretty cool for a shirt. And then we got some hats coming. Just everything about outdoors, right? We just want to enjoy the outdoors. This is not something that I have done. I even want to start buying cabins now. I mean, trust me, my mind starts going that, there's something to be said about this whole getting out of the city. I think last year kind of told a lot of us that we need to be outside and we need to be enjoying ourselves a little bit more. And then this is where he starts to lose his focus, and he's doing every single thing that I'm doing. We're got to go now. We're getting crazy. Hey, each and every one of you, thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe to Bronco Wild Outdoors right here. Hit the bell.
Oh, look, I missed it.
Yeah, enjoy dinner. We're going to enjoy the tuna tonight. I can assure you that. Thank you. I appreciate the comment. Yeah, so we want to bring all the heavy hitting content. It's going to start, I can promise you that. And Bronco Wild Outdoors will be at Bronco Off Rodeo in 1 week. How's that sound? All right. See y'all later. Bye.
See y'all.